Welcome to the Danny Clinkscale Reasonably Irreverent podcast. Insightful and witty commentary, probing interviews, and detours from the beaten path.
Every once in a while, we have to bring out the big dog.
Yeah.
Oh, God help us. It's time for Danny Unleashed. Sponsored by Easton Roofing, where integrity matters. Go to eastonroofing.com for more.
You a Van Halen fan?
Yeah, I'm not a gigantic fan.
Well, get to be one.
I do like them. No, we had this discussion.
I couldn't remember.
We
Because
talked
I was
about it
trying to
because
think
they were
about it.
ranked ahead of. Now that was Leonard Skinner. I forget. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think you said, didn't you call them the greatest rock band ever?
The greatest American rock band.
Yeah, that's
fourth
just
quarter.
purely absurd.
Fourth.
I rarely agree with
I'm not
Danny,
going-
but
I'm not-
I agree
I'm
with
not-
him here.
Who is it? Fish?
Yes, in my mind.
Such a horse's ass. Fourth quarter begins right now. We finish strong here in the program. No.
What?
Commit to the fourth quarter, Danny.
2?
No.
That's the eighth quarter?
No. Just one hand.
Are we going to give it 110%?
That's right.
Which you can't?
Yep. Good Lord willing, we'll be there in the end. Is that what you're saying?
Something like that.
One of those kind of
Something
things?
like that.
It is the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB, finishing strong here on a Friday. Danny
Remains to be
Clinkscale.
seen, really.
What's that?
That remains to be seen, really.
Geez, I was putting some trust and confidence in you. We're limping home with Clinkscale.
That's right.
Here on a Friday. How's that? Is that better?
No.
Don't want to put any kind of major expectations on you, Danny.
Oh, you can put all the expectations in the world on there, me, and I'll exceed them. Because that's how I freaking roll.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Set the bar high and Fosbury right over it. And there's a reference that 12% of the audience at best got.
If you got Fosbury, put your hand up. Did you get Fosbury? You didn't get it? I thought for sure he'd get it. I get Smokey over there, not having run track or anything in high school, I'm sure not getting it. The Fosbury flop.
He invented the way that everybody high jumps now.
Fosbury
Before, they
is
used
the
to
man's
just
last name.
They went
Right
forward. Like
Yeah, they
roll
would just jump
over. And he
over.
was the first one who went backwards.
Went backwards and
Yep.
revolutionized
He
the
did.
high jump.
You know, he probably doesn't get enough credit for that.
Well, he's getting too much right now, I'll be honest with you. We're spending way too much.
I'm just saying something that changed an entire sport.
I agree.
Should probably be a little more recognized. I
I don't know about an entire event in a sport.
That's true.
How's that? Is that fair?
I like that, yes.
Is that good?
It was very good.
We
yeah.
found a common ground, Danny.
Yeah, that was perfect. Because right.
Let's
the
lock
sport,
arms and
the
sing
sport
Kumbaya.
is track and field.
Yes.
Or the sport is field. One of the two.
Were you more of a track guy or more of a field guy?
I was a track guy.
Yeah, stunning. I was a field guy.
You thrower?
No, I really didn't either. But, I mean, clearly, based on my round shape, if anything, I might be able to, fudge my way to like I threw a shot put or a discus or a hammer or something.
My favorite track story. Did they still do the presidential award when you were in school?
Oh, where
that you could win an award
they
from
did,
the president?
My daughters, they still do it now.
Oh, okay. They still do it. Mm-hmm. Well, we had a guy, our eighth
Except
grade.
for now, everybody just gets to go, I'm great, and they're out.
Our eighth grade gym teacher didn't like doing the presidential award paperwork. So when we ran the 50-yard dash, he just start the watch early. And so you ran like a 6.
So nobody can make it?
Right, nobody could make it. Like you ran, say, I ran a 6.8 the year before. I don't know, whatever it was. It was good. I was the second fastest kid in the school. And then the next year you're running an 8.1. And I'm like,
Love the
coach? I mean, come on.
Love the humble brag in there. Fastest in the school.
Second.
See,
that's why it's a humble brag.
Don't
I didn't say I was the fastest.
There's no humble in you, Danny. There's no humble. Don't go towards the little league. You'll start hearing about his records.
There isn't only there. Only 11-year-old MVP in the history of the league. There you go. So anyway. See, these are funny though because this isn't even high school greatness. This is like junior high greatness. So it's equally absurd.
Yes, it is absurd being the key word. Yes, the absurd that
Right.
But
you know what? It's all an effort to not talk about preseason football games.
Why, you don't like the preseason football?
Football is such an entertaining game on television that if you sit there and you watch some plays, you're going to be entertained, okay?
Right.
It's an entertaining game. It's colorful. People hit each other, whatever. But it's so meaningless. Nobody really wants anybody to be playing it. The only thought is that you don't want people to get hurt. You didn't want Patrick Mahomes to go out there.
I don't want him to play tomorrow.
Right,
no.
and he's going to play a lot probably, or a decent amount. And so it's hard to watch and really, I wouldn't sit and watch it. Chiefs game is kind of work. But even last week, I'm celebrating my birthday. I'm out with my wife. We watched the game. And by the third series, there's a bunch of guys out there who are going to be sitting on the stoop here in about a
Not
month.
true.
Oh, yeah, true.
Not true. You didn't see Tano Passanio rocking the...
I didn't say all of them, but by about the third series, I'm like, oh, my God, look at who's out there. I guess I don't really need to watch no more. So, anyway. No, there's always
By
something.
the way, who was the play-by-play guy? I'm sure you enjoyed him.
I guess voices don't matter in broadcasting anymore.
So you weren't a fan, I'm guessing.
No, I thought he did a good, solid job. But he is an example that you can sound like you're about 15 and still get a job on television these days.
As opposed to the stones of manhood that is your...
Absolutely.
Pipes.
First down and 10. Chiefs. Mahomes, back to throw. He rolls right. He should have run out of bounds, but he decides to go back. Now he comes to his senses and dives.
Well, on TV, you can lay out a lot. So, it's not
just
as...
let the pictures tell the story.
He seems like a technically fine broadcaster. Did a good job. Good, solid job.
Who is it? I don't even know who it is.
I think he works or does college games or something like that. I think he referenced that. But, ESPN Plus guy or something like that.
I don't know. I can't even remember his name. What was
Undoubtedly
his name?
went to Syracuse. You don't even have to guess. They just
look up who it is.
Now it's become such a cabal that they hire each other. So
yeah, there's a lot of that. That's part of the pitch,
and a lot of fine broadcasters coming. You know who's doing the Red Sox games? A lot of Red Sox games on the radio now. Sean McDonough.
Well, he used to do them.
Yeah, but now he's doing them. He did TV for the Red Sox.
Oh, he did. Now he's doing radio.
Now he's doing select radio. They have sort of a rotating. I don't know what the plan is. They still use their Joe Castiglione, who's been their broadcaster forever and ever. And if you first turn on a Red Sox game and you hear him, you're like, oh, God, how is this guy broadcast? Because he's got a real Boston, New England accent, but he's really a fine broadcaster. Nice man, too.
Okay.
But anyway, McDonough is such
good to know. Should I suddenly start listening to a lot of Red Sox games on the radio?
Well, I listen to a lot of baseball on the radio.
I know you do.
I enjoy it very much.
I know you do. You're a
and when the
man.
Giants are playing.
A man of simple tastes.
You should turn on. Do you have satellite radio?
Yes, I do. In one of the cars.
If you stumble upon a home Padres game, flip it on, because the first time you hear this guy, and his first name's Ted. He's about 80.
Ted? No, it's the guy who used to do the Chargers, right? Ted.
I don't know.
Ted.
It is Ted, though, isn't it? Something. Anyway.
Yeah, he used to be, and he used to have a talk show on the Mighty 1090.
Oh no, that was Hackshaw Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Who actually worked at the same radio station in Utica, New York. I worked at.
Oh, really?
Right before me. Yeah.
Oh, there's a boring story.
Yeah. And Bob Papa, who does the Giants, I replaced.
Ted Leitner?
Ted Leitner.
There
we go.
Yeah.
So when you hear this, when you first listen to this
guy.
He
did Chargers, too, though, I think.
When you first listen to this guy, you're like, holy moly, what is this carnival barker doing the games? I mean, he's really goofy and over the top, but the more you listen to him, the more you're like, this is damn entertaining. I like this guy, so I'll make a point of listening to him. But there's nothing that beats the Giants games when John Miller's doing them.
John Miller's great. I don't know why he's not doing ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Did he not want the travel? Was that it?
I don't know the backstory of that. They seem to have switched those out more than you would think. I like the John Shambi, Chris Singleton. That's a fantastic listen.
Shambi's great.
I mean, and they're so comfortable together. It's just like listen.
They do the radio version, right?
They do radio. And well, we often have it.
Well, we ought to be doing the television.
We ought to have it on 810.
I hear it all the time when I'm driving down to Sunday Sound Off.
Right, and They're great. I love listening to them, and they do a Friday and a Saturday game usually on ESPN that some stations carry. They're there for the weekend, so that's always a great listen. And if you get the chance on it here on 810, it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, Shambi's great. Shambi's fantastic at everything he does.
Right.
He does a great job. He's got a sense of humor. But I think Sean McDonough's great. Why is Boog and Tess doing Monday Night Football? Why don't they just give Peyton Manning what he wants? Get him on there and put Sean McDonough on with Peyton Manning, and you'd have a fantastic broadcast.
I absolutely agree with that. I don't know. I think Tessitore, I'm sure people are enjoying this in-depth look into broadcasting.
I think people care about the broadcast of the national games.
I think Tessitore was brought in to make the National Football League happy. He's a real company. I mean, he's a real rah-rah type of guy. Everything's roses and unicorns with him. I think he does a good job, but, he's a very positive person. And he was brought in right when the league was, at the apex or the whatever you want to call it, the bottom of all the troubles they'd had. So I think that was really a reaction to that. I do.
That's why did they run off McDonough, or did McDonough say no?
I think they might have run off McDonough.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's asinine.
Yeah, he's somewhat slowly slid down the ladder of broadcasting, and he's still in a fine position. But he used to be the lead CBS football guy, didn't he? When he did CBS,
no, it's always been
CBS,
been Nance when
CBS
did ridiculous Nance in the pregame thing.
Didn't CBS have baseball for a little while, and wasn't he the lead? He was the lead baseball guy sometime, and he's great. I'd listen to him.
Sean McDonough is, I think, the best all-around play-by-play guy in the business.
I would say he's certainly in the running, no doubt about it.
Did he do Bruins games too? Did he do hockey?
No,
I
never did hockey.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking to Danny Clinkscale. It's Danny Unleashed. Danny is brought to you by our friends at Easton Roofing, by the way. I know a guy at Easton Roofing.
I do too. Had beers with him 2 days ago.
Well, that's the way you roll.
That's right.
Google reviews are awesome. They've won the Best of Houses Award, Yelp, Angie's List Super Service Award. Project manager on every site. Customer service is their number one focus. They're happy and love to do repairs, which a lot of roof companies won't. Commercial and residential, never running around knocking door to door trying to trick some little old lady, and free storm damage inspections as well. They'll save you money in the future and never have any of those erroneous, false insurance claims that go on your record and can really cost you. Look them up online at eastonroofing.com to get more information. That's eastonroofing.com. Danny, on the Chiefs, though, I do want to talk a little bit about the Chiefs. Do you agree that Andy Reid is just a slave to how he's always done it? That's why he's playing Patrick Mahomes, and Mahomes needs maybe one game?
I think that's got to be it. You're looking around the league, and guys aren't playing, and you would think that, maybe he just what did we hear from Alex Smith? That it was like the third or fourth year in Andy Reid's offense before you fully got a grasp of it. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. I don't buy that one bit, and I don't know if 40 snaps in the preseason is what's going to make the difference in that.
That's my point. Is he played 16 games last year. You've gone through an entire mini camp and OTAs, and now an entire training camp's worth of practices, and somehow a handful of snaps against watered down defenses
is
going
to
be the difference in what gets you over the hump. That's the thing that baffles me. And the other thing is, just like every time I hear somebody try to give me the reason, it's so flimsy. It's so easy to shoot holes in. Like you just said, well, Alex Smith says it really takes 3 or 4 years for you to grasp the offense. All right, now these are not Andy Reid's words. These are your words. So I'm going to blow you up.
Alex Smith did say that.
So with no grasp of the offense,
right?
He had 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns.
Exactly.
So in 3 or 4 years, he's going to do what? Throw a couple hundred touchdowns, 20,000 yards in a season?
He'll just do it a more clever way. I don't
that's,
know. The whole thing's dumb. I agree.
Now, the one thing I will say is I do believe that, eventually he has to make